this, you crazy mother.
Hello, I'm the Russian Fox, and welcome to a very special episode of Warhammer Interviews. Today, I'm joined by Cpt Caldwell, or however you pronounce that, and he is the leader of the Imperial Expans, an Imperium group here on VRChat. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, where, Russian, is your studio? Well, my former map creator and copycat channel, Daddy Cadet, has decided he don't like me no more. And he defaced it. Now, obviously there's more to that, okay? But either way, even though this is unfortunate news, I don't want you to go spreading hate. I don't need you to go harass him. That's not why I created this channel. I created this to bring the community closer together, not separate it further apart than it already is. So, as much as it's sad, we'll make do for now. Anyways, you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as he said, I run the Imperial Expans. I generally do things around, my general community of the Imperial Expans, making sure things are running alright, making sure groups aren't imploding on themselves, blacklisting the undesirables, very managerial tasks, albeit, very, I can't quite put the word for it, but, mundane? Nah, not really mundane. Nothing about VRChat's fucking mundane.
Well, I don't know. I mean, once you do this shit for enough time, I feel like it can get pretty mundane. It's kind of part of the reason I took such a long break. The drama can feel mundane. I'll tell you that.
True. That is true. A little bit more about myself personally. I've been part of this community for quite some time. Fuck, let me think.
It's been here for probably 2 years.
No.
No.
Give or take 3.
When did you join? What chapter did you join?
Flawless Host.
Oh,
back when Silvery ran it.
You joined them first. Okay.
Yeah, back when Silvery ran the Flawless Host. I do miss those days. I do. Before
don't miss Silvery though.
Dramas. I sure as hell don't miss them either.
Exactly. But it's funny though the way that we ended up running into each other and having this whole thing about blacklisting the undesirables here. Apparently, I fit under that category of undesirable.
No.
As there is a little bit of a
you have been redeemed.
A cocky misinformation on both sides. I would say. I mean, can we just pull up the screenshot of that? That was that was a very cocky blacklist. I have to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
But I mean, we're good now. But it is funny. It is kind of funny.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about your group? Tell us a little bit about that. When did you start it?
The Imperial Expans. It was. You're gonna laugh, but it's just kind of like. If most people remember the New Hope stuff, that whole incident.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we totally wink, nudge, had nothing at all.
To be fair, I left before the ship sunk. I knew where it was ending, so I left right before that.
And I had to act more so as damage control for the now failing, or the at the time failing New Hope. And from there, it was just kind of slowly but surely, my leadership skills and my, I would say, negotiating skills kind of shown a little bit. And I was just you know what? It'd be cool to run an Imperium at some point. And so I basically took New Hope from the ashes, rebranded, hired new management, Basically, whole new shindig, basically.
Really? See, that felt like that was like a year ago, right? Or longer, I think. Actually,
Just about, yeah.
And
give or take about a
so
year ago.
that's what
give
you
or
were
take.
doing the whole time. That's what you were doing the whole time. I had no idea what you were doing. I had no idea anything about the New Hope. As soon as I was like, oh my god, they were blacklisted. Thank God I left them before that ship went down. I didn't know that you were turning into a bit of an emperor yourself. I did not see that from you back when you joined the Salamanders. Way back in the land.
Speaking of which, I heard from a certain somebody that
Oh boy.
I probably shouldn't mention here too much.
Probably
shouldn't
not.
mention here too much. That the group died.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was the one who was kind of missing information here, or a little late to the party. Yeah, that happened like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think you're a little late to find that out.
Simply. Yeah, I'll put it simply. Me and them had a break for a little bit, so I was kind of out of the loop on that half of stuff.
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago, man.
Yeah, I know, but still. Anywho, on to the next thing, I'm guessing.
Right. So what's your leadership style like when it comes to the Imperium? Hopefully better than whatever the hell the New Hope was.
Okay, for me, I am very laissez-faire. I allow the groups to basically, as long as it's not broken, as in like particles mainly, you can use it.
Okay, well that seems to be pretty fair. I will say that unfortunately some Imperiums can't agree on particles.
Yeah. And then, in general, when it comes to like administrative stuff, I usually let it kind of chain of command, basically, in a sense. So it'll go like, say, something happens in, let's just for shits and giggles and hee-hees and ha-has. Say, I don't know, there's like something weird going on in the Alpha Legion or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something like that. And that weird thing then progresses to a really weird thing that needs attention from more than just the HRs of said group. That is where me and my co-emperor Ren and our Inquisition step in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say your Inquisition is the nicest guys. I mean, that's probably for the best.
No, they are very... Yeah, it's... I will be fair, our Inquisition, they get shit done.
I'm gonna have to kind of disagree with you there, at least for the one I met. He didn't listen to me at all. He didn't listen to a word I said. I'm like, well, I haven't been here for 8 months, and I'm kind of like new to all this new stuff. And he's just like, so Flake? Do you have evidence yet? And I'm like,
was it Flake?
I don't remember.
Was it Flake?
All I know is I was busy making
okay.
and then I was pulled into reality, as I guess you can say.
Oh, good.
It's like, oh, Brendan,
yeah,
you done fucked up, and the police is at your door now. Yeah.
I wish I could say that for the other half of the filthy degenerates that somehow still pollute VRChat Warhammer.
Yeah, I like that you're really skating around the YouTube terms, because that's good. I appreciate that.
No problem. I understand wholeheartedly. Like, I bet you any amount of money there's some extra bloopers on your channel that you couldn't post
only the
just
Night
because
Lords.
of certain
only the
words.
Night Lords, okay? They were really eager to fight back. That doesn't mean that they're not good. I love those people. Clover's fucking awesome. I love the Night Lords. Not the whole skinning thing, but I do like the Night Lords. But yeah, no, there was some people who are, let's just say, a little too eager to say some stuff, and I'm like, whoa, cool your jets there, bud. This is YouTube, okay? We're obviously family friendly. I mean,
it's funny funny you mentioned content creation. I do run also a Twitch as well.
Oh yeah.
And,
why don't you just go and promote your stuff on my channel here?
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Number 155.
Really also buy our merch in the future. That's the really sad part. I can't sell merch. I will get my ass raided by the FBI. That is Warhammer. That is Games Workshop. If I sold my logo on a T-shirt, oh my god, that would not end well for me.
I mean, you could. I mean, there are channels that like have done merch and haven't really gotten taken down by.
That is true. Along with Spider-Man. There's a YouTuber I watch.
Yeah.
And he literally sells Spider-Man merch, like Spider-Man logos on T-shirts and stuff. And I wonder if those are different though, like the rules around Spider-Man and stuff like that, because it's more like a public logo.
Maybe.
And to be fair, I did edit it. I mean, it is an edited logo.
To my knowledge of like public domains and stuff like that, Spider-Man will not be in the public domain until like God knows how long. That's if Disney doesn't renew.
All right, so as an emperor, you're kind of like a father to many different chapters, and we all know that parents pick favorites. Even though they say they don't, they do. What would be your to start a fight? What would be your favorite chapter or like faction within your Imperium? Who do you like the most?
Okay. So, I will put it this way. Basically, my favorite group is the one group that helped start it all, and that is the Hurricanes.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard it right here. Anyone who's in Caldwell's Imperium, he does have a favorite, and it's the Warhawk guys, you know. So remember that.
Though, lore-wise, okay, I do have group-wise in my Imperium. It is definitely the Hurricanes. Lore-wise, though, for me, it is a few groups. One, the Salamanders. Like Space Marine Group 1.
Love Salamanders. They're very cool,
of course. They're very cool. The lovable teddy bears of massive amounts of napalm.
Yep. They commit war crimes on the daily, and yet they are the best motherfuckers that are in here. Despite the Raven Guard,
indeed,
we're pretty chill too. You know, we just armor damsels in distress. We give our damsels guns and tell them, "All right, go fight."
Brother, I have found I have acquiesced this piece of armor.
You know. So we got the Salamanders who just save people, but the Raven Guard, we save them in the best kind of way. We give them. We say, you see your captor, go fight him with a stick, and then we give them a gun, and they go ham. They that's how we won back Deliverance.
Yeah.
So, as an emperor, how do you feel on this whole community? How do you think it is nowadays?
That's an interesting question there, my good sir.
Yep. I mean, you see a lot, I'm sure, as an emperor, more than maybe most groups. You're behind it all. So.
You know the 100 mile stare meme.
Yeah, I do.
Just the World War II soldier staring into the oblivion. That to me, I feel like sums up a good chunk. Not all of it. There are some pretty damn good groups out there. But I will say this: every time I see a group and it's like, I'll name drop.
No.
Everybody.
No.
Do you want me to
I
name
completely
drop?
forgot to tell you before this. Okay, you can't say the P word.
No
and
name
you
drop?
also cannot name drop groups and people that you hate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I can name drop people, but
okay, I'll put it this way. Certain Imperiums. Certain Imperiums are just. It's either they've got nothing going on, or they are absolute toxic wastelands full of nothing but toxic individuals. But then there's the happy medium. There's the happy medium.
Is that what you're calling your group?
I do believe.
Is that what you're calling your group?
I would qualify mine as kind of the happy medium. There's a few others out there that are
maybe a little biased
happy
from him,
medium
but, yeah.
Can you really say that? I mean, when it comes to
he's
like
only
again, when it
the
comes to drama in my Imperium,
he's only the emperor.
You flatter me.
He's only the person
anyway.
leading the group and loves the group and raised the group like it was his own son. So biases do not count, obviously.
In the best way I like to put it, it is mine and Ren's brainchild that is also from the ashes of another particular individual.
Oh no, we already name dropped them. They're dead. It's
failed.
okay to bring up dead people.
Yeah.
No, the New Hope Imperium is dead.
It
was
New Hope.
Unfortunately, there was like the idea there, but it was more forged on hate than it really was freedom in the end. And I just, obviously that was going to go one place and one place only, unfortunately.
Sadly. Yeah. And I mean, I tried my best with that Imperium. But with this one...
I did as well. As the second in command, who literally did everything. I don't want to hear it from anybody. I did everything. I got zero stuff for that. 0 credit, 0 respect, which I'm okay with now. Obviously, I mean, I don't need anyone knowing that I was ever a part of that group, but except for the 200 people who watch me, you can know, but everyone else has no idea, so shh. I'm kidding. I literally had no part in the rest of what happened in there. I left early. I was like, oh, you guys are dying. I'm gonna skedaddle out of here.
Yeah, no, where were we? Running Imperium, how it runs. How I thought of other Imperiums. Yeah, when I mean the happy medium is like groups that are basically Iron Fortress enough to where none of the non-desirables get too far. Yeah, and then are also very welcoming and inviting at the same time, and promote a sense of community rather than toxicity.
Right. Well, okay, how do you feel on this? So, I felt like Imperiums originally, they really were nothing of command. It was more of a thing for filtering out the bad groups, of course, but only letting in the good people. But you let in anybody who's good, and you just are doing that for wars. Maybe occasionally you have the community event, but I just feel like that was the original idea, and now it's almost like our actual government systems in real life. They've kind of become more, instead of it being a safety thing, it's more of a leadership thing, and people leading their own stuff and putting people under these rules, and it becomes more dictatorship than it should be.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I kind of have my co-emperor Ren, is that between me and Ren, we are I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to looking at other emperors and how they run stuff, they tend to lean more towards, oh, you have to follow these rules, you have to do this. And it's just like, well, why? Like, it's just like, I do get some of them. Some of them I do get. There are some that it does make sense. Like, of course, the whole, making sure nobody's doing the funny.
We don't want the funny yucky
the no yuckies. The no yuckies. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. The no yuckies,
as you've put it this whole episode.
Yes, the undesirable, the very undesirable actions.
Yeah.
With great consequences. The thing is that we accept most groups, just as long as they don't have like a history of like being overly toxic to the point that it's like you got like a whole rap sheet of community blacklists. Like that's kind of our like, we kind of do a little bit of research here and there, make sure we're not getting any bad apples.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
In leadership, I remembered now a bit what I was going to say a little bit prior to a little bit of everything. The reason why I have a co-emperor is because between me and Ren, we kind of keep each other in check, while also not being power hungry.
All right, that makes sense. Would you say though that some people may see that not work as well because you guys are friends?
I mean, to an extent, I do see where that view comes from. Where that view comes from, but when it comes to running the Imperium, I realize Ren, for the most part, he uses his what he likes to call his businessman side of things. If you catch my drift, where it's like it doesn't matter if you're like a friend of his. He will make sure that if you are being power hungry, he will let you know.
Okay, that's fair.
Whether it's very subtle or very much on the nose, and you should notice it.
You've seen my channel, right? You've watched a couple of the videos of it. How do you feel on it? Like, do you really think that this is gonna go somewhere?
I love it, and I really do hope it does get somewhere. I mean, do you mind if I name drop this one? Because I do remember there was, I'm pretty sure it was specifically for the PC side of things, but there was Warhammer News.
Oh, yes.
Funny skits.
Brava. Yeah. Which is kind of my concern with doing this. I don't want to touch anything news related. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I really appreciate what Brava does. Fair. I thought it was really cool. I just saw that 100%. She stopped a year ago or whatever, more than that. Just her last skit was a year ago. And I realized that there really was no channel for us at all, for our community. So I was like, I'm fucking bored. I got nothing better to do. I might as well give it a shot. I have tons of experience with YouTube. So I just hope that people can eventually see, like the people who think that this is cringe, because I knew that would be a lot of people, that eventually they see that this is actually working really well. Maybe this can be the channel for us. I accept all sorts of people, not just the Quest 40k community, also 30k, Fantasy, Sigmar, PC. Literally, if you're part of the Warhammer community, I want you on the show. I want to make your existence more aware, so that our community doesn't feel so separated. I feel like we are really in a separated time where even people inside Imperiums feel really separated apart, and I just feel like it's
honestly
hard.
I actually do agree with that. Yeah. And like, honestly, when it comes to your channel and how it's all working out, honestly, like it's definitely, I feel like it will have an effect 100% on, like, one, exposing more people to VRChat, specifically more Warhammer oriented Warhammer oriented people, and like people who enjoy the Warhammer hobby, and maybe don't have enough money to afford like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of the gray pile of shame that is
so expensive.
Because it is ungodly expensive. There's two reasons why Warhammer 40k is Warhammer 40k. You'll be it's set in the 40,000th millennium, but then you'll also be $40,000 in debt.
That's true. That's very true. It's like, should I pay my student debt or my Warhammer gray pile of shame. I just can't figure it out. They're like the same amount. Like, it's so unfortunately expensive. But this is a good alternative. Just pay $200 for a headset, and you'll get, unfortunately, more out of it. I love Warhammer tabletop. I love Games Workshop, but could we just ease down on the prices just a little bit? I mean,
oh man, and the price of plastic in the UK must be gold because
yeah, you have plastic and you're a rich man. You're definitely a rich man. Yeah.
I actually do have at least one Doom Patrol of Black Templars.
I had a box.
I went to my local hobby shop. Oh no, continue.
I've had a box of Tactical Intercessors on my desk for the last 2 years, just collecting dust because I don't have any paint. I just can't go out of my way to pay that much money for paint. Like, so I put some together. I'm like, oh, they look really nice. I'm like, oh, I don't have any paint. They're just useless now. As an emperor, after starting your whole community, and it's got like 200 something people in just the Imperium server alone, which is pretty impressive compared to a lot of really small ones. What would be your advice for people who want to like start a server? Not necessarily an Imperium, but like a chapter, a faction, a guardsman regiment.
Chapter faction. I will say this. When it comes to the management style, it's all up to you. It's really all up to you. Whether you want it to be like how I said earlier, how I run my Imperium, very laissez-faire, or if you want to be, which this is a 1 in a million, almost never happens type of thing, because everybody is, I shoot, and stuff like that, and like, brain rot ensues, massive gunfight, pretty much. You basically get to the level to where it's like, oh, you can actually like pull a proper milsim of like, say, like a guardsman group, for example.
I guess. I mean, people don't like awesome that.
See,
I'm one of those people.
I know people don't like it.
Military sims.
I know people
don't get on VRChat for military sims.
Some of them are fun because I'll say this. I guess it's who you are. Because I personally. Yeah, I'm part of a military roleplay group. It's quite fun. Not just because of the whole, oh, we gotta like line up in formations and like follow rank and structure and do all that. I feel like that's part of it. But then a good chunk of it is the social experience you get out of it, and then also the friends you make from it as well.
And the PTSD.
Not so much that. I mean, once you get more acquainted with like how like a group runs, it's pretty much like oh hey, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Like it's kind of like walking into the town that everybody knows your name, pretty much.
All right. Well, what about people who want to get into Warhammer VRChat? I mean, I know we've already kind of talked about that, but what advice would you have?
Yeah. Warhammer VRChat, like, if you want to get into it, literally, I'll say this, Warhammer 40k in general is a maniacal menagerie of evil, partially evil, and then just straight up, like, world domination, like, war crime incorporated, kind of
but that is not
with most of the groups.
But that's not all
of it. That's not all of it. But
there is a lot of
when it comes to it, pick your fancy. When it comes to how, like, what group style you like, what fighting style you like, whether it's burning your enemies to a crisp with the holy flames, or being sneaky and yeah, just being sneaky, like being up in the rafters with like a giant bolt rifle or something.
That's why the Raven Guard are the best.
About a pounce.
Definitely the best.
Yeah.
Well, what about how overwhelming Warhammer can feel when you first join Warhammer VRChat? There's ranks and companies and classes, and if you don't know much about Warhammer, It's overwhelming.
It's a kind of like case by case, experience by experience type deal. Sometimes it can be like, whenever you're going through the training, it's like you're getting so much information crammed into your brain. Your brain feels like you're about to explode. Definitely not a testament to the amount of lore that Warhammer 40k has. Anyways,
Don't worry, your brain does expand. Trust me, I've got like 3 fictional universes inside my head. I mean, they all merge together eventually, but...
yeah. Honestly, though. Yeah, pick your fancy. There's much potential with groups. Again, it's a case-by-case thing. Sometimes you'll feel like you're having so much information crammed in your brain it explodes. Other times, it feels like it's just very nonchalant, very chill, very goofy sometimes.
Bro yaps too much.
How do you pronounce your name correctly?
Captain Caldwell.
Caldwell. I'm never gonna remember that. And what's your Imperium name? I also totally forgot that. Pro Killer. Why was I worried? Why was I even worried about saying I'm not a bad person? I didn't know you were actually evil this whole time.
I mean, hey, I'm an emperor. Kind of got to play both cards, you know?
All of the emperors are evil. Every single one of them. There's not a single emperor that doesn't have an evil side to them.
It's more like I do it for the betterment of my own Imperium.
That's what they all say.
Save.
Hello, I'm the Russian Fox, and welcome to a very special episode of Warhammer Interviews. Today, I am joined by Captain Caldwell, the leader of the Imperium of Expanse. Did I say that right? No, what is it?
Caldwell. Like,
oh no, I don't care about your
like,
name. Look,
telephone call?
I can mispronounce it all. I'm talking about your Imperium. I'm talking about your Imperium.
Imperial.
Hello, I'm the Russian Fox, and welcome to a... Oh, and I'm lagging. Fuck, that's gonna be a huge problem. Hello! I forgot what I was gonna say. Forgot my name there for a second. Anyways,